Picture this. It's 1984, the biggest year in music history. Two men are standing at the top of the world. Both are black. Both are geniuses. Both can sing, dance, and play instruments like nobody else on this planet. One is Michael Jackson, the king of pop, the man who just sold 70 million copies of Thriller and broke every record in existence. The other is Prince, a purple-wearing, guitar-shredding rebel who just dropped Purple Rain and made the whole world fall in love with him. But here's what nobody tells you. These two legends, they couldn't stand each other. And the story of their secret rivalry, it's wilder than anything you've ever heard. We're talking about stolen girlfriends, ping-pong battles at 3 a.m., diss tracks hidden in songs, and a competition so intense that it pushed both of them to create the greatest music of all time. This is the story that the music industry tried to keep quiet for decades. And today, I'm going to tell you everything. But before we dive into this crazy story, let me ask you something real quick. If you love learning about music legends, secret Hollywood drama, and stories that nobody else is talking about, you're in the right place. I drop videos like this every single week. So if you don't want to miss the next one, just hit that subscribe button right now. It takes 1 second, and trust me, you're going to want to be here for what's coming next. All right, let's get into it. Oh, and one more thing. By the end of this video, I want you to tell me in the comments, Team Michael or Team Prince. Who do you think was the greater artist? Who won this rivalry? Drop your answer below. I read every single comment and I want to know what you think. Now let's go back to where it all started. To understand this rivalry, you need to understand one simple fact. In the 1980s, there was only room for one black artist at the very top of pop music. That's just how the industry worked back then. Racist? Absolutely. Unfair? Completely. But that was the reality, and both Michael Jackson and Prince wanted that spot. See, before the 80s, black artists were put in a box. You were either R&B, soul, or funk. That's it. You weren't allowed to be a pop star. Pop music was for white artists, but Michael and Prince, they said no. They both wanted to break every barrier. They both wanted to be the biggest artist in the world, not the biggest black artist. The biggest artist, period. And that's where the tension began. Let me paint a picture for you. Michael Jackson was the ultimate entertainer. He was raised in the spotlight since he was 5 years old. He was polished. He was perfect. Every dance move was rehearsed 1,000 times. Every song was crafted like a diamond. Michael didn't play instruments on stage. He didn't need to. His voice was his instrument. His body was his instrument. When Michael performed, it was like watching magic happen. Now Prince was the complete opposite. Prince was a musical genius in the most literal sense. This man could play 27 instruments. 27. Guitar, piano, drums, bass, saxophone, you name it. He could play it better than people who spent their whole lives learning just that one instrument. Prince wrote his own songs. He produced his own albums. He was a one-man band who happened to have a band. And while Michael was polished and perfect, Prince was raw, unpredictable, and wild. He would go on stage and just create, improvise, do things nobody had ever seen before. Michael was Coca-Cola, clean, classic, universal. Prince was hot sauce, intense, spicy, not for everyone, but if you liked it, you loved it. Two completely different approaches, but both heading toward the same destination. Now here's where things get interesting. The first time Michael and Prince actually met was in 1983. Michael invited Prince to his house. He wanted to meet this new artist everyone was talking about. Maybe he wanted to size up the competition. Maybe he genuinely wanted to be friends. So Prince shows up. And what happens? According to people who were there, it was the most awkward meeting in music history. Both of them were incredibly shy. Like painfully shy. Neither of them knew how to make small talk. They just kind of stood there. Then Michael suggested they do something fun to break the ice. He suggested they play ping pong. Yes, ping pong. So these two musical geniuses, instead of jamming together or talking about music, spent the evening playing table tennis. And guess what? Prince was competitive. Like, insanely competitive. He didn't just want to play. He wanted to destroy Michael. The game went on for hours. Neither of them wanted to lose. This ping-pong match became legendary. It was the perfect symbol of their entire relationship. Two incredible talents who just could not let the other one win. Now let's talk about the real battleground. Michael Jackson releases Thriller. This album changed everything. It sold over 70 million copies worldwide. It had 7 top 10 singles. The music videos were like mini movies. Beat It, Billie Jean, Thriller, every song was a masterpiece. Michael became the biggest star on the planet. Nobody could touch him, but Prince was watching, and Prince was taking notes. In 1984, Prince released Purple Rain. This wasn't just an album, it was a movie. It was a cultural moment. It was Prince saying, "You think Michael's the only one who can do this? Watch me." Purple Rain sold 25 million copies. The movie won an Academy Award. Songs like When Doves Cry, Let's Go Crazy, and the title track Purple Rain became instant classics. For the first time, Michael had real competition, and he didn't like it. According to people close to Michael, he became obsessed with Prince after Purple Rain. He would study Prince's performances. He would analyze his music videos. He wanted to know what Prince was doing that was connecting with people. The rivalry was officially on. Here's something most people don't know. Both Michael and Prince took shots at each other in their music. It was subtle. It was hidden. But if you knew what to listen for, it was definitely there. Prince, especially, was known for his slick disses. In his song Pop Life, Prince sings about people who are fake, who are manufactured, who aren't real artists. Many people believe this was a direct shot at Michael. Prince also once said in an interview that there was a big difference between a musician and an entertainer. He called himself a musician. The implication about Michael was clear. Michael, for his part, was more subtle, but he had his ways of competing. When Prince did something, Michael would try to do it bigger. When Prince made a movie, Michael made longer music videos. When Prince played guitar on stage, Michael would add more dancers, more special effects, more spectacle. They were always trying to one-up each other. One of the most legendary moments in this rivalry happened in 1983. James Brown, the godfather of soul, was having a concert, and both Michael and Prince were in the audience. James Brown, being the showman he was, called Michael up on stage. Michael came up, did some dancing, showed respect to the legend. The crowd went crazy. Then James Brown called Prince up to the stage. Now here's where it gets interesting. According to people who were there, Prince didn't just want to perform. He wanted to show out. He wanted to prove that he was the better performer. Prince got on stage and started doing the splits, playing guitar behind his head, doing things that were absolutely insane. But there was a problem. Prince got a little too wild. At one point, he jumped off something. Stories vary about exactly what happened, and he might have injured himself. Some say he fell. Some say he just overdid it. Either way, Prince had to be helped off stage. Michael, watching from the audience, probably had mixed feelings. Was he worried about a fellow artist? Maybe. Was he a little satisfied that his rival had embarrassed himself? Possibly. That's the complicated nature of this rivalry. Oh, you thought this rivalry was just about music. Let me tell you about the women. Both Michael and Prince were linked to some of the most beautiful and famous women in the world. And there were a few overlaps. The most famous one, Tatiana Thumpson. Tatiana was the beautiful model who appeared in Michael Jackson's The Way You Make Me Feel music video. She and Michael had incredible chemistry on screen. But guess what? Before she worked with Michael, Tatiana had worked with Prince. Some say Prince was interested in her romantically. When she ended up in Michael's video, kissing Michael on stage during his bad tour performances, you can imagine how Prince felt. There were other women too. Madonna, for instance, was linked to both of them at different times. She actually dated Prince briefly and was always publicly admiring Michael. Neither Michael nor Prince ever publicly fought about women, but the competition was there, always there. Here's the tragedy of this whole story. Michael and Prince never collaborated. Think about that for a second. Two of the greatest musical minds of the 20th century, both at the peak of their powers, living at the same time, and they never made a song together. It almost happened though. In the mid-80s, there was talk of a duet. Michael wanted to do a song with Prince called Bad. Yes, the song Bad was originally supposed to be a duet. The concept was simple: Two bad boys of pop music singing about who was really bad. It would have been legendary, but Prince turned it down. Why? According to Prince, he looked at the lyrics and saw that the first line was "Your butt is mine." Prince reportedly said, "I ain't singing that to Michael Jackson." Some people think Prince just didn't want to share the spotlight. Some think he didn't want to be seen as Michael's guest. Some think the rivalry was just too intense for them to work together. Whatever the reason, it never happened. And fans have been crying about it ever since. Now here's the thing about this rivalry that makes it so fascinating. Behind all the competition, there was respect. Deep, genuine respect. Michael, for all his competitiveness with Prince, recognized that Prince was a genius. In private, he would praise Prince's musical abilities. He knew that Prince could do things with instruments that Michael couldn't. And Prince respected Michael too. In later years, Prince would occasionally cover Michael Jackson's songs in his concerts, and the way he played them with so much soul and feeling, you could tell he had love for the music. When Michael died in 2009, Prince was devastated. Prince didn't make a big public statement. That wasn't his style. But people close to him said he was deeply affected by Michael's death. He performed "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough" at some of his shows as a tribute. These two men spent decades competing, but at the end of the day they were brothers in a very real sense. Two black artists fighting to change an industry that didn't want to let them in, and they both won. So who won the rivalry? That's the question everyone asks, and the answer is both of them. Michael Jackson became the biggest-selling solo artist of all time. His influence on pop music, music videos, and dance is unmatchable. He broke racial barriers at MTV. He made it possible for black artists to be global superstars. Prince became one of the most respected musicians in history. He inspired countless artists to play their own instruments, to write their own songs, to have complete creative control. He fought record labels for artists' rights. He proved that you could be commercially successful and critically acclaimed. They took different paths, but they both reached the top. And here's the beautiful thing. Their rivalry made them both better. Michael pushed himself harder because of Prince. Prince pushed himself harder because of Michael. They made each other great. Without Prince, would Thriller have been followed by Bad and Dangerous? Would Michael have kept innovating? Without Michael, would Prince have made Purple Rain? Would he have worked so hard to prove himself? We'll never know. But competition, even secret rivalry, can bring out the best in people. Let me share some actual quotes. Michael on Prince. "I don't know him and I've never met him, but I respect his talent." This was Michael being diplomatic, classic Michael. He never wanted to start public beef. Prince on Michael. "We had different approaches, but we had similar goals." Prince was a little more open about the competition. He acknowledged it existed, but always tried to keep it respectful. In one interview, Prince was asked directly about Michael Jackson. He paused, smiled, and said that boy could dance. Coming from Prince, that was high praise. Michael, when asked about Prince's musical ability, said, "He's very talented, very talented." Again, not exactly gushing, but respectful. Media always wanted them to fight publicly. They wanted drama, they wanted beef. But neither Michael nor Prince gave them that satisfaction. They kept the rivalry private, they kept it professional, and maybe that's why it pushed them both to be better instead of destroying them. Michael Jackson died on June 25, 2009. He was 50 years old. Prince died on April 21, 2016. He was 57 years old. Both gone too soon. Both leaving behind incredible music that will live forever. When Prince died, Michael wasn't there to react. But you can imagine he would have felt the same complicated emotions Prince felt when Michael passed. Sadness, respect, maybe even a strange loneliness. Because when your greatest rival dies, a part of your story dies too. So that's the story of Michael Jackson vs. Prince. The secret rivalry that pushed two of the greatest artists in history to create the music that shaped our world. They competed. They avoided each other. They took subtle shots. They might have even disliked each other at times, but in the end they respected each other, and they made each other legendary. Now I want to hear from you. Team Michael or Team Prince? Drop your answer in the comments right now and tell me why. If you learned something new today, hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? I make videos like this every week about music legends, secret Hollywood stories, and the things nobody talks about. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.